see a little red dude.
Oh,
There's a timer.
well, good. Okay, good. I was doing the top one.
Yeah, no.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
We are on places going
Viral.
in
We're going.
Winter Garden.
Still Garden Park
Yeah.
for
My
Haven.
My favorite place to come is Attic Doors.
Actually, we're at Bistro Wine Shop. Did you know that?
It's Attic Door Bistro
Attic
Wine
Door.
Shop.
What do I know?
Yeah. What do you got?
So I was listening to Abraham Maslow, and I just realized you're pretty well endowed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by you, sir.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Are you talking to you?
No, you.
What do you mean?
You're very well endowed. Sorry, I should. Taoism.
Oh.
You're very. I've realized that some of the stuff you've been talking about has been a very Taoist point of view, and I wanted to compliment you on that. How well endowed you are.
You know, I really don't. I really don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Taoism.
What do you mean? Okay. So Taoism in general means what?
Nothingness.
Oh, yes.
There's
Being
no
attached-
preconceptions. There's no postconceptions. There's
No judgment.
no judgment. It's going with nature.
It's being present all the time.
Yeah, essentially.
Endow.
Endowed.
I like how you played with words on that.
I was just saying, you're fairly well endowed, and I'm getting more endowed. I think this is how we grow. We start getting more endowed. Now I know people take that the wrong way. They take it the sexual way or the human sexual organ way, but really, getting more endowed, well endowed, it's a overall growth. It's
being present.
it's a inner growth more than anything.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I think though. Yeah. I mean, I always come back to the idea that the only thing you can control is between your ears. That's the only thing you can control.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
And everything else, you got to go with it. You either go with it, or you fight it. And if you fight it, you get upset or mad. I mean, at least I do.
Yeah. Well, and here's an interesting analogy. This is the analogy that Maslow made. He says, you can look at nature, but what we tend to want to do is we want to draw a map of it. And then the map becomes the nature to us. That we get more fascinated with the map of the area than we do of the actual area itself and the full encompassing experience of. Isn't it interesting how we tend to go abstract? We tend to abstract the true essence and try and like compartmentalize it or try to draw a map of it.
And then we fall in love with the map.
And we fall in love with the map ultimately.
instead of enjoying the nature.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I try not to, at this point in my life, I try not to, I take it for what it is. Everything I take for what it is. Here's what I do. Every person I meet, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I really work hard on taking them for who they are, and so that I'm not putting any judgment on them. And then the third thing is, I think in my mind, and this is kind of like, giving them the benefit of the doubt. I think in my mind that they are doing the best they can. They're always doing the best they can. When they trip and they fall
Good
and they
intentions. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very optimistic way. And you know what? Those three things are not for them. Those three things are all for me, so that I don't go in and meet somebody and immediately start judging them.
Yeah. And the reason why that's bad, which I agree with you for that, is every map that's ever been created is wrong. In fact, the moment it's created, it's wrong. Because real life changes. The map is a static version that's already old. It's wrong. Same thing with people. The moment you think you know someone, they're already a different person.
Right.
You can't judge them. You can't put them in a box or label them, because that label is automatically, immediately incorrect.
So how has this? Who was the guy that you were?
Abraham Maslow, one of the
Great
most amazing
thinkers.
psychologists of the 20th century, by far.
So how has this changed you by watching this or listening to him? How has that changed you?
Good question. It's just given me, actually, you know what the biggest thing I took away from his stuff? Because he's the guy that talks about self-actualization. right? How do we get to that state, which again is through like a Taoist view, where we just let go of everything, we become our true selves. But what hit me is that it's exactly what I do in branding. It's identical. I'm just helping people bring their real humanity, their authenticity to their business. It's the same thing. It's just being human. That's all he's talking about. He's just talking about being human, but being the best human you can be. Whatever that means.
Here you go. Ready? I'm going to go one step farther. Or further. Is it farther or further?
I think in that case it's further.
Okay.
I think farther is a physical distance, I believe.
Yeah.
And further means deeper into it's a more of a intangible.
I forgot. I forgot the point now. I was going to
farther and farther.
You said that being the best person they can be. I think the closer you get to being the best, well, the way to get to the best person you can possibly be is to know yourself. So that's, you have to know yourself. What triggers you? What makes you upset? What makes you cry? What makes you laugh? What, all these things.
Yeah.
I'm at home.
See, you're talking about a map, though. You're talking about mapping yourself. Know yourself. Know what this is. Know what that is. I think the moment you know yourself, you don't know yourself.
No. To know yourself, you have to know who you are, I think.
Who are you?
No. To be the best person you can be, I think you have to know yourself. And what is it about you that makes you different from everybody else? And alike from everybody else. And putting that aside, that makes you compare yourself to other people. And I really do not try to compare myself. So how do you learn who you are? You have to experience. You have to be bold. You have to jump out in life and go, voila, I'm going to do this. I believe this. I don't care what he says, she says, and this is the next episode that we're going to talk about. If it deters you from thinking, what you want to do, or stopping you, people. Anyway, I'll stop there because I'll talk about that in the next one.
So I think you're right. You do need to know yourself to an extent, but I'm going to take it further. And I think this is Maslow is like talking like 18 more levels above me, so I'm still like a neophyte in his world. But I do understand what he's saying most of the time. He actually says, he takes a step further and says, it's not so much about knowing yourself, because again, you change too quickly to actually ever know yourself. It's about trusting yourself. It's about no matter whatever comes your way, you're going to be okay. You're going to figure it out. Ooh. It's trusting yourself, not knowing yourself, and I love that.
That is confidence.
That's
like
conviction. That's
whatever someone says to you. That's
when you trust yourself, man. Like, doesn't matter. Everything is good. Then you can experience, because you don't have to pre-plan. You have to say, well, should I walk down that dark alley? Am I ready? No. I'm trusting myself. I can experience anything.
Oh man, I love that.
I have no limits.
What has happened with you, Josh? You're just like exploding with these thoughts.
This is not super new, but again, it's just I got reminded of it by listening to. It's an audiobook.
Right. So are you trusting yourself?
Yes. I've always. That's why I do everything I do. That's why I take martial arts. That's why I learn voraciously. I want to be in control. To me, self-control is freedom. I don't want my life or anything in my life to depend on someone else or something else. So yeah, I 100% trust myself, and if I don't, I go figure out how to. Like my race I'm coming up, I just figure out how to breathe properly, because I need to, because if I don't, I'm probably going to die up there. So I'm trusting myself now.
That's kind of extreme.
It might be extreme, but let me tell you something. In a foreign country, you're up in the mountains, you're having problems, who's there to save you?
Josh.
You pop an embolism or breathing heavy, or if something happens and
You've trained. You're training for this. You're ready for this.
I am. But if I didn't train, what if I didn't know how to breathe properly? What if I wasn't training? What if I wasn't putting all the work in to be ready, to trust myself?
Right.
I'd be in trouble.
However, you're doing everything you can now to be ready for that. So there's nothing more that you can do, right?
I don't think so.
All right.
So therefore, I trust myself.
Yes. Exactly.
So I'm all about trust. I'm all about trusting myself.
Oh, I like that. I do like that. Now, do you feel when someone says to you, or do you feel at times where you don't trust yourself as much as you thought you did? Like
Yeah, that
somebody
always
will-
happens.
Okay.
There's always a little bit of self-doubt, but you know what? That to me is a driver to go figure it out. Learn more, figure it out, find a way to trust myself again in that area.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd Places going.
Viral.
Yeah.